When I look at Hazel's intelligence map, I don't see a child who should be measured only by marks, speed, memory, or classroom compliance. I see a deeply meaning-driven mind. I see a child whose intelligence wakes up when knowledge touches emotion, purpose, imagination, human behavior, nature, symbols, stories, and the deeper question behind the visible answer. And this is where parents, school counselors, education psychologists, teachers, and professors need to pause. Because many children are not failing intelligence. They are failing the measurement system being used on them. Hazel's most dominant intelligence is existential intelligence. This means her mind is not satisfied with what is the answer. Her deeper mind asks, why does this matter? What is the meaning behind this? What is the truth under the surface? What does this teach me about life, people, emotions, pain, purpose, belief, and the world? This is not ordinary curiosity. This is philosophical intelligence. This is meaning intelligence. This is the kind of mind that wants to connect school subjects with life itself. If you teach Hazel history as dates, she may disconnect. But if you teach history as human choices, power, suffering, leadership, identity, culture, and destiny, her mind opens. If you teach science as formulas alone, she may not fully engage. But if you show her the invisible pattern behind life, nature, cycles, systems, healing, environment, and cause-effect, she begins to connect. If you teach literature as exam answers, she may become mechanical. But if you teach literature as emotion, archetype, morality, human conflict, longing, and transformation, she can go deep. That is the first diagnosis. Hazel is not a shallow learner. She is a depth learner. And the core engine of this diagnosis comes through the Karaka system. In intelligence-type measurement through Vedic astrology, the Karakas are not decorative labels. They are the diagnostic engine. They show what part of the child's consciousness is carrying the sole priority, career skill, relational wiring, communication instinct, struggle pattern, and learning orientation. For Hazel, Moon is the Atma Karaka, the soul indicator. This immediately tells us that the emotional body is the gateway to intelligence. She learns through feeling. She remembers through emotional association. She connects when she feels safe. She withdraws when the environment becomes harsh, chaotic, cold, dismissive, or too performance-driven. So when you evaluate Hazel, don't only ask, how fast does she answer? Ask, does she feel emotionally safe enough to reveal what she knows? That is a very different measurement. Moon as the soul intelligence shows that her mind is absorbent, reflective, intuitive, memory-rich, and sensitive to emotional tone. She may understand things before she can explain them. She may sense the mood of a room before adults notice it. She may read people, patterns, atmospheres, and emotional undercurrents silently. Now place that moon in Sagittarius in the 5th house, and the intelligence becomes even more specific. This is the house of creativity, learning, memory, judgment, education, and self-expression. Sagittarius adds wisdom, philosophy, higher learning, ethics, worldview, truth-seeking, and the hunger for meaning. So Hazel's mind is not merely emotional. It is emotionally philosophical. She wants learning to mean something. She wants the teacher to not just deliver content, but reveal life. She wants education to feel like a map, not a worksheet. This is why the most dominant intelligence is existential intelligence, followed very closely by intrapersonal intelligence. Her second strongest intelligence is intrapersonal intelligence, the intelligence of the inner world. Hazel is wired to understand herself, her emotions, her motives, her fears, her dreams, her inner conflicts, and her growth process. This child may need alone time. She may need journaling. She may need quiet reflection. She may need music, art, prayer, nature, or silence to process what others quickly speak out loud. This is important for parents and educators. Do not mistake quietness for lack of intelligence. Do not mistake emotional pause for confusion. Do not mistake delayed expression for weak understanding. Some children answer immediately because their intelligence is verbal speed-based. Hazel may need to internalize, feel, compare, and then express. Her intelligence may come out better in reflective writing than in rapid-fire oral questioning. So if you test Hazel only through speed, competitive answering, loud classroom participation, and immediate response, you may undermeasure her. But if you test her through reflective essays, conceptual mapping, storytelling, case study analysis, symbolic interpretation, emotional insight, ethical reasoning, and project-based learning, you will see a very different child. Her third strongest intelligence is naturalist intelligence. But I want you to understand this correctly. Naturalist intelligence is not only likes plants and animals. In Hazel's chart, it is the ability to observe living systems, emotional ecosystems, environmental changes, body-mind signals, human behavior patterns, and subtle shifts in atmosphere. This is the child who may notice when someone is upset before they say it. She may notice when a classroom feels tense. She may sense when a friend is withdrawing. She may connect mood, food, environment, sleep, weather, routine, and emotional state faster than adults expect. Her naturalist intelligence is pattern-based. It says, I can feel how things are connected. This makes her suitable for fields like psychology, ecology, biology, environmental studies, healing sciences, nutrition, child development, animal care, natural therapies, and any subject where life is studied as an interconnected system. Now, her fourth intelligence is linguistic intelligence. But again, this is not the aggressive debate club version by default. Hazel's linguistic intelligence is poetic, reflective, emotionally intelligent, symbolic, philosophical, and story-based. She may write better than she speaks under pressure. She may express better through stories, journaling, poetry, scripts, reflective essays, or emotionally rich narration. So give her language. Give her books. Give her mythology. Give her poetry. Give her storytelling. Give her vocabulary for emotions. Give her safe public speaking, not forced public exposure. Let her speak after she has prepared. Let her write before she presents. Let her use metaphor, image, and emotional examples. That is where her voice will come alive. The fifth intelligence is logical mathematical intelligence. Now, this is important because many people may assume that an emotionally sensitive child is not technical. That would be a mistake. Hazel has a strong logical layer through Mars and Saturn in the third house, Rahu in Virgo, and Ketu in the eighth house. This gives problem-solving ability, pattern detection, detail correction, technical skill, research instinct, and disciplined effort. But her logic is not happiest when it is dry, abstract, and disconnected from meaning. She can do logic, she can do systems, she can do data, she can do research, she can do structured analysis. But she needs to know why the system matters. She needs diagrams, examples, applied problems, visual mapping, and meaningful context. Teach her mathematics through patterns. Teach her science through cause and consequence. Teach her coding through design and purpose. Teach her research through mystery and discovery. Teach her data through human, environmental, or psychological relevance. Then logic becomes alive for her. Her sixth intelligence is visual-spatial intelligence. This gives imagination, aesthetic sensitivity, design awareness, symbolic thinking, visual memory, and the ability to understand concepts through images. Hazel may benefit greatly from mind maps, color-coded notes, diagrams, storyboards, visual summaries, charts, infographics, mood boards, and symbolic learning. She may enjoy art, photography, interior aesthetics, design psychology, film, illustration, visual journaling, sacred geometry, or visual communication. This intelligence supports creative education, not as an extra hobby, but as a cognitive tool. For Hazel, visuals are not decoration. They are learning architecture. Her seventh intelligence is musical intelligence. This may show as sensitivity to rhythm, sound, voice, poetry, mantra, melody, emotional songs, devotional music, or background sound that regulates the nervous system. Music can become a memory tool, emotional regulation tool, and healing tool. If she is stressed, do not only lecture her. Use rhythm, use sound, use breath, use recitation, use poetry, use music breaks. Some children regulate through conversation. Hazel may regulate through atmosphere. Her eighth intelligence is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. This is moderate but still important. Mars and Saturn in the third house support hand skill, disciplined movement, craft, writing by hand, instruments, dance, yoga, martial arts, pottery, sculpture, calligraphy, theater movement, and practical learning. She may not be the reckless, hyper-athletic type, but she can learn through controlled movement, repetition, and hand-based skill. So do not keep her locked in purely sedentary learning. Let the body participate. Let her build models. Let her draw. Let her write. Let her move. Let her use hands, rhythm, and repetition. Her ninth intelligence is interpersonal intelligence, but this is where nuance matters. Hazel is not necessarily a mass social extrovert. Her interpersonal intelligence is selective, deep, counseling-oriented, and emotionally perceptive. She may be better one-to-one than in large, noisy groups. She may listen deeply. She may understand emotional pain. She may comfort friends. She may notice what is unsaid. But she may not enjoy superficial networking, constant group exposure, competitive social environments, or loud peer pressure. So don't force her to be more social in a generic way. Instead, help her develop relational confidence through safe friendships, mentoring, small group discussion, counseling-style dialogue, creative collaboration, and meaningful peer circles. Now let us talk about the challenge areas. Hazel's first challenge is emotional absorption. She may absorb the emotional weather around her. If the home is tense, she may carry it. If the classroom is chaotic, she may shut down. If a teacher is harsh, she may remember the emotional injury more than the lesson. If parents compare her constantly, her confidence may become private and guarded. So her environment matters. For Hazel, emotional safety is not pampering. It is a learning requirement. Her second challenge is overthinking and perfectionism. Rahu in Virgo creates a hunger to analyze, correct, improve, classify, and refine. This can make her sharp, but it can also make her anxious. She may worry about saying the wrong thing. She may over-edit herself. She may become self-critical. She may compare her performance to an impossible standard. The growth instruction is simple. Teach progress over perfection. Celebrate effort. Celebrate process. Celebrate thoughtful attempts. Do not make every mistake feel like a character flaw. Her third challenge is delayed confidence. Leo ascendant gives a need to shine, create, lead, and be seen. But the 12th house emphasis makes her private, inward, sensitive, and sometimes hesitant to display herself. So there is an inner contradiction. Part of her wants recognition, part of her hides until she feels safe. The solution is gradual visibility. Small presentations before large ones, prepared speaking before spontaneous speaking, creative performance before competitive performance, mentor encouragement before public pressure. Her fourth challenge is intense inner life. Ketu in the 8th house gives depth, intuition, research, and attraction to hidden truths. But it can also create secrecy, fear, emotional withdrawal, or sudden internal transformation. She may go through phases where she seems distant. That does not mean she is empty. It means something is processing underneath. Give her tools: journaling, art, counseling, nature, meditation, music, and trusted adults who listen without immediate judgment. Her fifth challenge is balancing discipline and sensitivity. Saturn, as Amachiakarka says, Hazel's future requires structure, patience, discipline, consistency, and skill mastery. But Moon, as Atmakarka says, her soul requires care, emotional attunement, softness, and safety. So the right educational formula is not harsh discipline, and it is not loose indulgence. It is warm structure, firm but kind, clear but not cruel, consistent but not emotionally cold. This is the formula that unlocks Hazel. Now let me give the education style needed. Number 1, teach through meaning before memorization. Before asking Hazel to remember, show her why it matters. Number 2, use visual maps. Mind maps, diagrams, charts, tables, storyboards, timelines, ecological cycles, symbolic layouts. These will help her organize knowledge. Number 3, use reflective writing. Let her write what she understood. Let her journal. Let her analyze stories. Let her write emotional and philosophical reflections. Number 4, use story-based teaching. Biographies, mythology, case studies, real human examples, moral dilemmas, psychological narratives. These will activate her deeper cognition. Number 5, use project-based learning. Let her research, observe, classify, create, present, and connect. Number 6, give private preparation before public performance. Do not surprise test her confidence constantly. Prepare her, then let her shine. Number 7, connect subjects across disciplines. Hazel's mind is interdisciplinary. Psychology can connect to literature. Biology can connect to environment. Philosophy can connect to history. Music can connect to memory. Art can connect to emotion. This is how her intelligence becomes integrated. Now, what fields of study are most suitable? Her strongest fields are psychology, counseling, child development, educational psychology, philosophy, literature, creative writing, mythology, spiritual studies, healing arts, ecology, biology, environmental studies, nutrition, art therapy, music therapy, design psychology, UX research, social research, behavioral analytics, symbolic studies, and education. If she goes technical, she should go toward meaningful technical fields: psychology research, environmental data, design research, educational technology, human-centered design, behavioral science, healing technology, or communication design. If she goes creative, she should not be pushed into creativity as mere entertainment. Her creativity has depth. She can write, teach, design, counsel, heal, research, and create content that helps people understand themselves. Now, parents, listen carefully. Hazel should not be evaluated only by conventional academic speed. She should be evaluated through a wider intelligence measurement lens: Karaka-based intelligence, planetary combinations, sign-based cognition, house-based learning zones, conjunction patterns, emotional processing, and practical observation of behavior. The Karaka show the inner hierarchy. The moon as Atma Karaka shows the soul learns through emotion, memory, care, and meaning. Saturn as Amatya Karaka shows the career path demands discipline, structure, technical skill, responsibility, and long-term mastery. Mercury shows how she processes information. Jupiter shows meaning and wisdom. Venus shows beauty, art, harmony, and emotional refinement. Mars shows action, courage, and applied skill. Rahu and Ketu show the unusual intelligence axis, Virgo analysis and Pisces depth, detail and intuition, classification and surrender, precision and mystery. When you combine all of this, the picture becomes clear. Hazel is not a one-dimensional learner. She is a depth-intelligent child. She is a meaning maker. She is a sensitive observer. She is a reflective writer. She is a pattern detector. She is a philosophical learner. She is a private creative. She is a potential counselor, researcher, educator, healer, writer, designer, or guide. The danger is that a conventional system may misread her if it expects only speed, noise, and outward confidence. The opportunity is that, with the right educational design, Hazel can become extraordinary. She needs emotional safety, structured discipline, creative expression, philosophical depth, visual learning, nature connection, reflective writing, and meaningful mentorship. That is the map. Not every child needs the same school strategy. Not every teenager needs the same career advice. Not every young person should be pushed into a generic stream because the market says so. Some children are born with technical intelligence, some with artistic intelligence, some with social intelligence, some with strategic intelligence, some with healing intelligence, some with existential intelligence. Hazel belongs strongly to the category of children who must be educated through meaning, emotion, pattern, depth, and purpose. And when that is done, you do not just improve marks, you preserve the child's original intelligence. You protect confidence, you reduce anxiety, you guide career direction, you help parents stop forcing what is not natural, you help teachers stop mislabeling the child, you help counselors design interventions that actually work, and you help the child feel, there is nothing wrong with how I learn, I only needed the right map. That is the real power of intelligence mapping, because the question is not, is my child intelligent? The real question is, what kind of intelligence is trying to emerge, and are we giving it the right environment? For Hazel, the answer is clear. Her dominant intelligence is existential. Her emotional intelligence is deep. Her naturalist and linguistic intelligence are strong. Her logical intelligence is meaningful when connected to real-life patterns. Her creative, musical, visual, and kinesthetic abilities are supportive pathways. Her interpersonal intelligence is selective but profound. So, do not push Hazel into becoming loud when she is deep. Do not push her into memorizing when she is trying to understand. Do not push her into speed when she is built for depth. Do not push her into comparison when she needs purpose. Guide her correctly, and she will not just learn. She will connect. She will interpret. She will heal. She will create. She will understand. And eventually, she will help others understand themselves. If you are a parent, school counselor, education psychologist, teacher, or professor, and you want to understand the real intelligence architecture of your child, teenager, or student, get in touch with me for an intelligence mapping reading. This is not generic career guidance. This is not surface-level personality labeling. This is a deeper diagnostic reading using Vedic astrology techniques, Karaka intelligence mapping, planetary combinations, signs, houses, and learning style analysis to identify what truly works for the child in front of you. Because the right reading can save years of confusion. The right map can protect confidence, and the right educational direction can turn hidden intelligence into a life path that actually fits.